Hello Aquarius, and welcome to Sincere Tarot, where you get the raw, honest truth. This is your March 2020 forecast, and your theme of the month is the Hierophant, okay? Possible Taurus influence, but essentially this is tradition, ritual. It can be religion, it can be an organized community or an organized group, but essentially it's remaining grounded so that you can actually connect with your higher self, okay? And see the higher purpose of things, that connection between this physical world and the other world, okay? So let's see what else is in store for you this month. So I've already shuffled the cards off camera, but I'm just showing you that I am cutting the deck, and I've got 3 different decks. I've got my Tarot of the Cat deck, Thoth deck, and Mystic Mondays deck. So they represent what's happening on the surface, beneath the surface, and advice cards for each week of the month. And make sure you definitely stick around until the end where you pick your own destiny cards, okay? So you use your intuition for that. And, interesting. If you haven't already, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss a video, and comment below. I love reading your comments so much. All right, it is an interesting month for you, and it definitely explains why you would want to maybe, connect and get some stability and structure so that you can feel that calmness and just connection, like what's the whole purpose for this. Okay, so during the first week of the month, this is what we've got. On the surface, we have got the 7 of Cups, okay? Possible Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer influence, Ace of Cups below, and the Devil as your advice card, okay? So I feel like someone actually might be offering you false hope when it comes to love or something that is emotionally fulfilling. It could be like some sort of a relationship, or it could be just giving you false hope, okay, completely, and being very deceitful. So this is illusion, this is delusion, this is like tapping into that well, right? So you do know deep down, what's right, but you're not really looking at things clearly. Your advice card is the Devil, which the Devil can also be a Capricorn influence, all right? But the Devil is saying, you really need to think about, is this person or is the situation, is it everything that it seems? Are they actually out for their own gains? Are they lying? Are they being deceitful? How are you actually feeling about this? You might actually be distracting yourself from the way you actually feel about this. You really need to tap in to your inner emotions to actually see if what you're being offered or what you see, what you're being presented with, is actually real, because it's fake. Now, during the second week, what we have is, on the surface, pardon me, I don't edit, so I hope you enjoyed that. Okay, so on the surface, we've got the King of Wands, okay? Possible Aries, Leo, Sagittarius influence, but this is someone who is definitely more like a paternal kind of father figure, someone who actually really wants things to be fair for everyone, the type of person that looks out for the little guy, okay? So that could be your energy, or the energy of someone around you. I feel like for a lot of you, it's the energy of someone around you. And beneath the surface, this situation, this person has been manifested in your life, okay, for a reason. You need to figure out why, okay? But we've got the Magician beneath the surface, or the Magus beneath the surface, okay? So that's complete creativity. But at the end of the day, because of this aspect, right, this could actually be the person who's presenting himself in this way. This person might not actually, you might not be able to really trust him. So it could be someone presenting themselves in a different way, all right? You're really going to have to figure that out for yourself. You're going to need to use your intuition for that, okay? Your advice card is the Ace of Pentacles, okay? So this is possible Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn influence, and you really need to be, thinking about maybe a new start, a new direction in your life, just starting things over from scratch, right? Because I feel like you may have been offered something that maybe was something like a shortcut or like a get rich quick kind of schemes, just something, right, that isn't really it's too far from reality to actually get there like that. You need to maybe think about a new direction in your life, a new job, a new way of making money, a different way of investing things, okay? Because during the third week, this is what we've got. we have got on the surface the Five of Pentacles, again, possible Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn influence. So there is going to be disappointment. There might be a monetary loss, okay? So there might be just some instability when it comes to work, where you live, finances, investments, things like that. It could also be like a relationship or a situation that made you feel secure, that made you feel grounded, and now you're really feeling grief around that. What's kind of good about that is that beneath the surface, we've got the Princess of Wands, all right? So a possible Aries, Leo, Sagittarius influence, but this situation that has caused you grief is going to actually reconnect you with amazing spiritual energy, vigor, and you are going to kind of follow more your intuition, right? Because it seems like maybe previously you weren't really following your intuition, you weren't following your instinct, and now this is going to actually propel you into doing that. You might not see that on the surface yet, but it's actually birthed that within you, and you're going to be a lot more authentic and just going with what's right for you rather than worrying about other people, okay? Your advice card is the Moon, and you might actually want to watch my video for this month for whatever your moon sign is. If you're not sure what your moon sign is, go to cafeastrology.com. They do an amazingly detailed natal birth chart report, and you can also very easily figure out what your moon sign is, okay? But the Moon, when it comes to an advice card, is telling you to really like think about, you know, this trickery that seemed to happen during the first week and possibly the second week as well. You really need to reflect on it. You need to sit down and actually look into that, like why, look at these particular aspects of yourself that allowed you to be led into this situation, okay? So someone is likely going to trick you or deceive you. You need to seriously reflect on that. Now, during the fourth week, let's see what's going on. And all of this situation does explain kind of why you're going to need a bit more stability and things like that, looking at a higher perspective with the Hierophant as your theme, okay? All right, so for the fourth week on the surface, we've got the Seven of Wands, okay? I feel like this, and then underneath the surface, we've got the Two of Wands. I feel like this is you kind of getting your power back, you regaining control, kind of figuring out the direction that you want to go. So you have embraced during the third week this Princess of Wands energy, and you're actually kind of figuring out what you want, what direction you want to go for yourself, which is very, very important. And you know, it's because you came to a crossroads, and so it kind of forced you to make a choice and to propel yourself forward, okay? So well done. Your advice card actually is the Fool. So whatever it is that this new goal that you've picked that comes from an inspired choice, not being deceived or tricked by other people, but an inspired choice from within, right? Is telling you to go for it, go for it, go for it. The Fool is telling you to take a risk, have a brand new start, start something new on your own, okay? No shortcuts, no crutches being used for other people, on your own. You can do this, go for it, all right? So pick a number, 1, 2, or 3. You are now going to pick your own destiny cards for the month. So please comment below, like, what's been going on? Has someone been tricking you or been deceitful to you? Have you been ignoring, but you're now actually listening to your intuition? Like, what is it that's disappointed you in the third week? Like, I'm super curious. I really do love reading your comments, and I do read every single one of them, for better or for worse. All right, if you picked one, let's see what we've got. Oh, this is cool. Interesting. Okay, so it seems that on the surface we've got the Knight of Cups, okay, and beneath the surface we've got the Sun, which is one of the best cards in the deck, and your advice card actually is the Five of Wands, possible Aries, Leo, Sagittarius influence, and Cups, possible Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer influence. Oh yeah, and that also might be a Leo influence. So it seems that someone, maybe this other person who's coming forward, like maybe they're not necessarily like deceiving you on purpose, it's just they're maybe not completely thinking through, and it's not like they genuinely do, they might actually genuinely want to have this work out very, very well. So it's not like it's intentional, it's just that they haven't thought it through, they're a little bit immature, and they're thinking more about themselves rather than how this will affect other people, okay? And they can be a little bit wishy-washy, this card. And your advice card is the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands is telling you, you actually need to think about like, okay, this might be what the other person wants, and maybe it is what you want, but you actually have to think about, how will this pan out with other people? Will there be a lot of conflict? Will it create uproar? You can't just be thinking about yourself. This other person can't just be thinking about themselves. You need to have a little bit of empathy, put yourself in other people's shoes before you know, do this. So this person, I don't think who is maybe being a bit delusional, if you picked one, like, I don't think they're doing it intentionally. They're just immature and maybe lack empathy and have a bit of growing up to do. If you picked two, let's see what we've got. Oh, all right, if you pick two, we've got some pretty powerful cards. We've got the Hermit on the surface, possible Virgo, the Chariot beneath the surface, possible Cancer, and the Ten of Wands as your advice card, possible Aries, Leo, Sagittarius influence, okay? So if you pick two, we've got like this on the surface, this Hermit energy, just kind of wanting to be by yourself, maybe lick your wounds, whatever, or avoid the situation, maybe just avoid people in general and kind of like figure things out for yourself, do that difficult deep diving that you might be doing that a little bit during the third week, also with the Moon as your advice card, okay? Beneath the surface, you might actually change your direction in life and end up being a little bit more direct, going more for exactly what you want, thinking about how things are going to pan out in the long run and how to get there, and be a lot more straightforward with people. Your advice is the Ten of Wands, which is you have a lot of work to do. You've got a lot of responsibility, duty, and obligations, and you need to actually like follow through with that. You can't just, you might need to spend some time by yourself, but at the end of the day, you cannot neglect your duties and obligations. You can't just, if things didn't necessarily work out for you, you still have certain responsibilities that you need to fulfill in regards to other people and situations in your life. The Ten of Wands also tells you that it's okay to ask people for help. Don't necessarily just keep yourself closed off away, right? Don't think that you have to do this all on your own, right? There are people around you that love you, care about you. Ask them for help, okay? You really shouldn't be expecting yourself to do like an insane amount of work. And if everyone needs help once in a while, right? If you're stressed out and you just need some alone time, seriously, you ask people for help, okay? If you pick three for your advice card, let's see what we've got. All right, if you pick three, on the surface we've got the Seven of Pentacles, and beneath the surface we've got the Five of Cups, and your advice card is the Ace of Swords, okay? So the Seven of Pentacles, possible Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn influence. It looks like maybe something that you think has been a good investment or something you've been working on for a while. It actually might end up being like a disappointment. We've got the Five of Cups beneath the surface. Okay, so it might not actually come to fruition the way that you wanted it to. And you know what? That sucks because you worked hard for it. Things were worked out well in the beginning, and you know, you had high hopes, but there's just maybe some sort of like betrayal, someone not fulfilling their obligations in regards to you. Like, just there's something went wrong that left you really disappointed. This could be just a change of a situation or a certain person. It could also have been just someone who, you know, you used to actually care about who isn't helping you out anymore. And maybe it could have been like, for example, like a business partner that was meant to help you with this, or a friend or a lover or something like that. And it's just not happening. You can't rely on them. Your advice card as the Ace of Swords is to look at things with a new perspective, with a clear head, with courage and strength, and that you have learned a lot from this. You will be a stronger person for it, and you will look at things a lot more clearly in the future, a lot more objectively. And yeah, so I mean, you've definitely learned a lesson. Things may not have panned out how you wanted, but you've definitely learned. You'll be stronger for it in the future, okay? If you'd like a private reading, send me an email, contact@sinceretarot.co.uk. You can also check out my website. All of that's down below in the information. You can also follow me on social media as well. I do monthly, mid-monthly videos, and definitely please comment below. Love reading your comments, and I'm super curious about how this reading resonated with you, okay? Still here? You get a secret bonus card. Secret bonus card. What do we have? The World. Everything that's happening is for a reason. This chapter of your life is over. It's closing. You will eventually look at things from a much higher perspective as well, okay? You may not understand it now, but you will get there. You'll understand why things have turned out the way that they've turned out, and it is so you can actually level up onwards and upwards you'll be thankful for this in the future, even if you don't believe me now. Have a good month. Bye.